Hello students, welcome to ninth lecture of biomolecules. In previous lecture we discussed about vitamins and now we are heading towards the end of our unit and we are going to talk about DNAs and RNAs. So our point is nucleic acid and we know it as DNA or RNA. Deoxyribose nucleic acid or ribose nucleic acids. Generation of each and every species resembles its ancientors in many ways. How are these characteristics transmitted from one generation to next? It has been observed that nucleic acid of a living cell is responsible for this transmission of inherited characters, also called heredity. So we know that our bodies are actually made up of tiny cells, and these cells contains nucleus, and nucleus contains DNAs or RNAs, and this type of heredity is because of chromosomes present in it. So particles which are responsible for the heredities are called chromosomes, and they are made up of proteins and another type of biomolecules called nucleic acid. These are mainly of a two type, deoxyribose nucleic acid or DNA and ribose nucleic acid, that means RNA. And since these nucleic acids are long chain polymer of nucleotides, so they are also called polynucleotides. Chemical composition of nucleic acid. Complete hydrolysis of DNA or RNA yields pentose sugar, phosphoric acid and nitrogen containing heterocyclic compound. Now heterocyclic compounds are compound of carbon and it is cyclic compound, and one hetero element, it may be nitrogen, oxygen or sulfur, will be present as ring member. It is called heterocyclic compound. In DNA molecule, the sugar moiety, that means part, is beta D2 deoxyribose, whereas in RNA molecule it is beta D ribose. So structure of both of these are mentioned here. So as we can see, here we have two different sugar molecules which are the part of RNA and DNA respectively. First is beta D ribose and second is beta D2 deoxyribose. So as we can see in this case, it contains oxygen as a linkage, just like our previous molecules of saccharides, as for example glucose. We have same type of situation in glucose as well. So in this case, first molecule and second molecule contains one difference. In second molecule, on second number carbon we have deoxy, that means oxygen is removed. So if you notice, on second number carbon, normal situation is with each and every carbon there is one hydrogen and one OH group is attached, but in this case oxygen is removed, so we have only two different hydrogens on this second number carbon. That's why it is called deoxy, 2-deoxy ribose. And as we seen earlier, this suffix OSE represents sugar. DNA contains 4 bases that are adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine, and we will use letters, initial letters of each to represent them. So adenine is called A, guanine G, cytosine C and thymine will be T. So RNA also contains 4 bases, but first 3 bases are common in both of them, but last one, that means thymine, is replaced by uracil U in case of RNA. So 3 of them are common, one is changed, and all of these 5 are mentioned here. So you can see their structures. We have adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine and uracil. So that means in case of DNA we have these 4 bases, whereas in RNA we have these 4 bases. Next is how these different parts or moieties are arranged inside the DNAs or RNA. A unit formed by the attachment of base to 1' position of sugar is known as nucleoside. Now for sugar carbons, we will represent the number of carbons as 1', 2', 3' to distinguish with the base. When the nucleoside is linked to phosphoric acid at 5th position of the sugar moiety, we get nucleotide. So as mentioned in initial paragraph of nucleic acid, these are called polynucleotide because they are long chain polymers of nucleotides. So what is nucleotide? So as we can see here, as you can see, we have two different structures. we have our sugar molecule here and base molecule is attached on the first number carbon of sugar. So this is called nucleoside, and when with the fifth number carbon by replacing OH, when phosphoric acid molecule is attached, it is called nucleotide. That means with sugar and base we have nucleoside, and with phosphoric acid molecule, sugar and base, we have nucleotide. Now you may ask why PO4 3 minus ion is mentioned instead of phosphoric acid. It is because hydrogens will be replaced with other molecules or with other linkage when this nucleotide will come in contact with other same type of molecules or nucleotides. So when these type of nucleotides are joined together by phosphodiester linkage between fifth and third carbon atoms of the pentose sugar, the formation of typical nucleic acid will be as follow. So here we have two different molecules of nucleotides, and when these two different molecules or nucleotides are attached via phosphodiester linkage, then you will get dinucleotide because it contains two nucleotides. And as we can see, third carbon of the one and fifth carbon of the second molecule are attached via phosphodiester linkage. And our main chain will be this phosphorus part is attached with sugar molecule, and sugar molecule is attached with phosphorus part and again with sugar molecule, and this sugar molecule will be attached with other phosphorus part. Similarly, this phosphorus part will be attached with sugar molecule. That means these base molecules attached with sugars are present as branches. So simplified structure will be something like this: sugar, then phosphate, then sugar, then phosphate n times, and base will be as present as a branch on sugars. Information regarding to the sequence of nucleotides in the chain of nucleic acid is called its primary structure. Nucleic acid have secondary structure also. James Watson and Francis Crick have gave us double helix structure, and we know the structure of DNA is double helix. We saw it multiple times earlier, and it is also mentioned in figure 14.7. So as we can see, linkage between two different polynucleotide is because of bases. As you can see, C will attract G, G will attract C, T will attract A, and vice versa, A will attract T. So these type of attraction sites will lead us to this double helix structure where two different chains of polynucleotides are spiraled or coiled together. And this C, G, T and As represents the base which we already discussed earlier. And this attraction between two different type of bases is because of hydrogen bondings between them. And keep in mind, this type of hydrogen bondings only acts between the specific type of two different bases. It is not random. C will attract G and G will attract C only, and similarly T will attract A and A will attract T only. So no random choice of sets will be available. So we need two different complementary strand of the polynucleotides to be formed DNA or RNA. In case of RNA, we have same type of structure, but instead of T, we will have U. In secondary structure of RNA, single-stranded helix is present which sometimes fold back itself. RNA molecules are of three types and they perform different functions, and their names are messenger RNA or mRNA, ribosomal RNA or rRNA, and transfer RNA or tRNA. Biological functions of nucleic acids. So basically we are familiar with the functions of DNAs and RNAs. We already learned it in previous standards, but let's talk it in short. So DNA in the chemical basis of is the chemical basis of heredity and may be regarded as the reserve of genetic information. DNA is exclusively responsible for maintaining the identity of different species of the organisms over millions of years. A DNA molecule is capable of self-duplication during the cell division, and identical DNA strands are transformed to daughter cells. Other important functions of nucleic acid is the protein synthesis in the cell. Actually, the proteins are synthesized by various RNA molecules in the cell, but the message for the synthesis of the particular protein is present in DNA. So that means DNA can activate these type of productions of protein using RNA. Our last topic is hormones. Hormones are the molecules that act as intercellular messengers. These are produced by endocrine glands in the body and are poured in directly in the bloodstream, which transport them to site of action. That means we can say that these type of molecules are one type of activators which activate certain type of reactions. When glands releases these type of molecules, it will mix with the blood and it will directly come in contact with target. When it comes in contact with target, it will activate certain type of reactions which will lead us biological functions. In term of chemical nature, some of these are steroids, example estrogen and androgen. Some are polypeptides, for example insulins and endorphins, and some other are amino acid derivatives such as epinephrine and norepinephrine. Hormones have several functions in body. They help to maintain the balance of biological activities in the body. The role of insulin is to keep the blood glucose level within the narrow limit. Is an example of this function. That means in absence of insulin, we have to use certain chemicals externally as a medicine, and less quantity or absence of insulin, that means we call it diabetes. So insulin is released in a response to rapid rise in blood glucose level. On the other hand, hormone glucagon tend to increase the glucose level in the blood. That means we have both type of hormones. If it increases, we have one. If it decreases, we have other. And together these two hormones regulate the glucose level inside the blood. Epinephrine and norepinephrine mediate responses to the external stimuli. Epinephrine is also known as adrenaline, which is more familiar name of it. So in case of fear or overexcitement, we feel a rush of adrenaline and it increases our overall functions of body for limited time. And norepinephrine helps in this. Growth hormones and sex hormones plays a role in growth and development. Thyroxine produced in the thyroid gland is iodinated derivative of amino acid thyrosin. Abnormally low level of thyroxine leads to hypothyroidism, which is characterized by letharginess and obesity. Now letharginess, that means person will feel laziness or lack of energy. Increased level of thyroxine causes hyperthyroidism. Low level of iodine in the diet may lead us to hypothyroidism and enlargement of the thyroid gland. This condition is largely being controlled by the adding sodium iodide to commercial table salt or iodized salt. So this is why iodized salt is advisable. Steroid hormones are produced by adrenal cortex and gonads. Hormones released by the adrenal cortex plays very important role in function of body. For example, glucocorticoids control the carbohydrate metabolism, modulate inflammatory reaction and are involved in reaction to stress. The mineralocorticoids control the level of excretion of water and salt by the kidney. If adrenal cortex does not function properly, then one of the result may be Addison's diseases characterized by hypoglycemia, weakness and increased susceptibility to stress. The disease is fatal unless treated by glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. Hormones released by gonad are responsible for development of secondary sex characteristics. Testosterone is the major sex hormone produced in male. It is responsible for the development of secondary male characteristics like deep voice, facial hair, general physical constitution. The estradiol is main female sex hormone. It is responsible for the development of secondary female characteristics and particulate in the control of menstrual cycle. Progesterone is responsible for the preparing the uterus for implantation of fertile eggs. So now unit is complete. Go and check the exercise question, try to solve it. If you find difficulty in those, then feel free to ask. We can discuss it in details, and we will meet in next lecture. Thank you.